is only one perfect solution, but there are clues that will try to trick our team.
Hello there everyone, my name is Crazy Caleb and welcome to Evil Word Search. Now this module is going to look very similar to the module of Word Search, but the way that you can immediately tell Word Search from Evil Word Search is the fact that the screen is blue and also the screen is cycling between two different grids, Grid A and Grid B. So Grid A will be referred to as the light blue letters, and Grid B will be referred to as the dark blue colors. Now, what our goal is to find a word, and that's going to be pretty straightforward. But the catch with this here is that each letter of the word in the grid must be adjacent to the letters next to it, similar to Cruel Word Search for those of you who are familiar with it. But in each consecutive letter must be alternating between grid A and grid B. That is going to be the catch here. The first letter of the word may be on either of the two grids, and note that the grid does wrap around. So in this case, for example, if you were to start at this tango down at the bottom at Bravo 6 here, you could wrap around to the top if you needed to. Same thing with left and right, and same thing with diagonals in the corners, I believe, as well, is the way this works. So this grid completely wraps around from each other, and the other catch with this that makes it actually not as bad as you think it is, which might seem daunting with this large amount of words here, and especially with the length of them all being 9 letters long. The catch with this is that the correct word is one of the 4 words in the word list below whose first letter matches the first letter in the serial number. So, if we take a look at the first letter in the serial number, which in this case corresponds to a tango, we know that the first letter is going to be one of these 4 words, in this case technical, therefore transport and typically. So that already gives us a good idea of exactly what we're looking for in these 2 grids, and it actually just makes it a lot easier on yourself. And it's actually not that bad. It's still a bit of a tricky concept to understand, or rather to do and find the words. However, it's not that bad. And if you happen to mess up somewhere by selecting one of the letters that you can't select, you can obviously reset your current input by holding any selected letter for at least 1 second, so it completely resets it. And selecting a letter that does not follow the above requirements or submitting an incorrect selection will incur a strike. And the way that you submit is you select any previously selected letter to submit that selection. So let's take a look and let's see what we need to do. So immediately, one of the first things that we already know is that we're going to be starting on a tango. That's just pretty straightforward as is, and that's actually going to limit the amount of options that we have to get us started, essentially. So let's start taking a look around. And another thing that's very important to note is that the first letter of the word may be on either of the 2 grids. It doesn't matter which one you start on necessarily. I mean, it kind of does in case you need to find the word, but there is no specific one that you have to start on, in this case being grid A or grid B. What matters is that you have to alternate. That's what the absolute key here is. So for example, let's take a look at this Charlie 3 tango right here. And let's start taking a look for perhaps echo. Let me take a look for technical and see if we can find that anywhere. So we have tango, and then what we want to do is we want to look in the next grid for an echo, which we have right there. That's adjacent. Can we find a C that's adjacent from this echo? Yes, we can. Can we find a Charlie that's adjacent? Remember, it can wrap around. In the other grid, no, we don't have any more. We don't have any hotels around in the next grid that are adjacent here. So this means that this is not going to be our starting point. Perhaps there might be another starting point somewhere. So let's find the tango. Here's a tango. Is there any echoes? Nope. Any other tangos right here? Any echoes that are adjacent to it? From what I'm seeing, no. There's actually not that many echoes at all. So maybe let's take a look for typically. Or perhaps let's take a look. Let's start in the other grid, for example. So let's start, where was it? Is that the only tango down here? Oh, wow, okay, so that actually, what we can do with this example is we can actually just find all of the words, all of the letters that we need to, because this actually appears to be the only tango in this grid. Okay, so let's see if we can find either an E, H, R, or Y, the second letter of each of these words, from this tango in the next grid. No, I'm actually not seeing any of those. T, Y. I'm not seeing anything. No. Okay. So this already means that we're actually going to be starting in the light blue here. And we might be able to start up in the top right. Let's take a look. Do we have a hotel? Do we have a hotel R or anything? Let's see what we get. It might actually be down here. Or actually, hold on. Wasn't there another? Yes, there was another tango. Tango Yankee. Ooh, here we go. I believe we're onto something here. So we've got Tango in this grid. We've got Yankee in this grid. We've got Papa in this grid. We have India up here. So we have Tippy and then Cull. So T Y P I C down at the bottom here, and then do we have an A? We might have an A up at the top again. So A. Then we need an L. Is an L over here? Yes, L. And then an L, and then a Y. Yes. Okay. So here we go. So now let's follow this pattern here. So let's start from this tango here. So we want to start from this tango, then we're going to select it right here. Then we're going to go Yankee. Then we're going to go Papa. Then we're going to go India. Then we're going to go Charlie. Then we're going to go Alpha. Alpha up here. Then we're going to go Lima. Then we're going to go Lima. And then we're going to go Yankee. And as you can see, what we have here is we have Tango, Yankee, Papa, India, and then Charlie, and then Alpha, and then Lima, and then Lima, and then Yankee. And as you can see, they are alternating in the grids. They are all basically they are all some sort of adjacency to each other. In this case, in the little like 3x3 square that's around it. And now what we have here is we have our answer. So now what we need to do is we need to essentially select any of the previous letters that we've submitted beforehand. And just like that is a solved module. And as you can see, that module can be a little bit funky, especially with the way that you have to submit it sometimes. It's not always going to be perfect like that. But we were able to figure out that, hey, there's not many tangos present. Let's see what we can cross off as an option, and let's see what we can get here. That's the nice thing about this module is that it actually does give you a set of 4 individual words that you will have to deduce which one you're looking at. And in this example, we were able to figure that out very easily that there wasn't many tangos to begin with as starting points, and we were not able to start technical at the beginning. We didn't have any hotels or Romeos that were nearby the tangos as well, so that was another clear indicator. So we were able to figure out that typically was going to be our word. So now let's take a look at one final example. As you can see, that module can be a little bit easy to do, but the key with this is going to be alternating between grids. It's the same thing as Cool Word Search, but it's evil, and it's a little bit easier, to be honest, in my opinion. So let's take a look at our first letter of the serial number, and in this case, it's going to be in India, so we're going to have illusion, important, including, and irregular as our words. Now, immediately, I'm already seeing that we only have a couple Indias once again, okay? And let's start by taking a look at perhaps this one, because I'm not sure I'm seeing anything that we can go to afterwards, because we're looking for an L. We don't have that. We're looking for an M. We don't have that. We're looking for a N. We do have that, but that's not in an alternating grid. And do we have a R? No, we do not have that. Okay. So this is already going to be pretty much crossed out for this grid, which means we're going to be starting over at one of these 2 positions here. So now let's figure out which one we need to take a look at here, because we have the possibility of having more than one India be present, so let's keep that in mind. So first off, do we have any R's? We do have an R here. Can we go to another R afterwards? Yes, we can. Can we go to an E? Yes, we can. Can we go to a G? Yes, we can. Can we go to a U? Yes, we can. Can we go to an L? Ooh, okay. I don't think we can. I don't think that that's going to work. Let's try it again. So we have I, then R, then R up here maybe, and then we have, then where's the E? Then E right there, then a G, yes, we can go there, then a U, then an L, then an A, then an R. Yes, here we go. So we have I, R, then R, then an E afterwards. So we have E right here. Then we have G, then we have U, then we have an L, then we have an A, and then we have an R. And just like that, we have spelled irregular. That is a solved module. So that's kind of what you want to do, is you kind of just want to start following paths. Obviously look around for letters that might be potentially adjacent. Remember that this grid does loop around, and in both of these instances, we saw that both of them did have instances where they do loop around. That is a very common thing with this module, is the grid looping around, and we were able to solve this module. So, as always, thank you guys for watching. Remember to stay crazy, stay cool, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.